Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. We're going to take a look at some information about Crane Co. today.
CR, right?
Yep, CER.
Okay.
You sent over some news articles and some analyses about it. I think we're going to try to pull out what's important for you to know from this information. So we have a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
We have analyst ratings, earnings from the company, and even a little bit of technical analysis. I think our mission today is to kind of give you a clear picture of why the stock price has been moving and what some experts are saying about its future.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, so the first thing that really jumped out at me was all the positive sentiment from these analysts. Specifically, D.A. Davidson. They upgraded Crane Co. to a buy on March 11th, 2025. And they set a price target at $200. That's pretty optimistic.
That is optimistic. Yeah, and the interesting thing about this is they're expecting growth in a couple of their segments,
Okay.
aerospace and electronics and process flow technologies. So, it's not just that they're saying it's good, there's some reasoning behind it.
Right. And I mean, it seems like those segments are kind of riding some larger trends that we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we know that the aerospace industry is recovering. Air travel is sort of getting back to normal.
Right.
So that's going to be a big boost for the aerospace and electronics division. And then, you've got the whole increasing adoption of automation across different industries, and that's driving growth in their process flow technologies. So it's really interesting when we consider not just the trend, but how Crane fits into it. Thinking about, some of the newer aircraft models. As those orders increase, if Crane has a specific portfolio of components that are utilized in those new aircraft models, that's a pretty big benefit for them.
Yeah, that's a great point. So it wasn't just D.A. Davidson. I mean, Morningstar also raised their fair value estimate to $152, right?
Right. And that was after the company released their fourth quarter results for 2024.
Okay.
So, kind of another firm that's sort of reinforcing that positive view.
Yeah, and it seems like those Q4 results, that was a big reason why the sentiment shifted so positively.
Yeah.
They did pretty well.
Yeah, they exceeded expectations. Crane Co. reported earnings at the end of January 2025, and they beat what people were expecting. Their core sales grew by 8%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and their adjusted earnings per share was $1.26.
That's huge.
Yeah. And I think when you see a company beat expectations like that, that's when you really see investors get excited.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about what they did in the past. Their guidance for 2025 was also pretty optimistic.
Yeah, and given all the uncertainty that's out there in the global economy, I think that says a lot.
Yeah.
That their guidance is so positive and that really kind of has helped to support that upward move in the stock price.
Right, right. So, one thing that I think is worth noting is that they made a pretty big decision about their engineered materials business.
Right.
Back in December, they decided to sell it.
Yeah, December 2nd, 2024, they announced that they had agreed to sell it to KPS Capital Partners.
KPS Capital Partners, okay. So for $227 million. So how do you think this move is going to affect their stock value? I mean, is this a positive thing?
I think it could be. It really allows them to concentrate on those higher growth areas that we were talking about, the aerospace and electronics and the process flow technologies.
Okay.
And it's not just about getting rid of a business. It's about being really strategic and focusing on where you can get the best return. And we've seen the market reward this kind of thing before in the industrial space.
Yeah.
Where companies kind of streamline and focus on the higher margin, faster growing sectors.
Okay. So let's talk about, Crane Co. isn't just operating in a bubble, right? We have to think about the overall stock market.
Yeah.
And early 2025 has been kind of a mixed bag.
It has. Earlier in March, the S&P 500 actually saw a correction.
No.
But since then, it started to rebound. And then, just on March 17th, the Dow actually gained some ground. That was driven by tech stocks and just a general sense of optimism.
Yeah, but I feel like there's still some uncertainty out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some things that could hold back these gains. People are concerned about retail sales figures, and then you've got the possibility of tariffs.
Oh, right.
Especially if you're looking at, a potential Trump administration.
Okay.
And what's happening in Europe and China economically also has the potential to, create volatility.
Yeah, I mean, especially for an industrial company.
Right. And especially for a company like Crane. If we think about their process flow technology segment, they might rely on some imported components. So if those tariffs come into play, that could squeeze their profit margins if they're not able to pass on those costs to their customers.
Right, that makes sense. And of course, there's always the Federal Reserve and what they're doing with interest rates.
Right. And right now, the thinking is that they're probably going to keep interest rates where they are for a little bit.
Okay.
So that's definitely something that, investors in this sector are watching very closely.
Uh-huh. So with all that being said, where has Craneco's stock been trading recently, and what does that price target that we saw from D.A. Davidson, like what does that mean in this context?
Yeah. So as of mid-March, Craneco CR was trading somewhere between $150 and $160 a share.
Okay.
So if they hit that $200 price target, that's a potential gain of about 25 to 33%.
That's a lot. So it sounds like just fundamentally how their business is set up is also really working in their favor.
Yeah, I think so. They're really focused on high margin engineered solutions,
Okay.
and that aligns really well with the trends we're seeing in automation and sustainable technologies.
Right.
So, they're kind of in a good spot in terms of the industry and where it's going.
Right. Right. We've talked about some of the tailwinds. Are there any particular risks that you see for Craneco right now?
Well, I mean, the aerospace recovery is great, but there's always the possibility of disruptions in the supply chain,
Oh,
right? And there's always that potential for tariffs to push costs higher. So, those are things that could affect them.
okay, so let's shift gears a little bit here and talk about value. How does Crane Co. look from a value investing perspective? And then I know we have some technical analysis too, so maybe you can shed some light on that.
Yeah, so, we're seeing this trend in the market where investors are kind of moving towards value stocks and industrial stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And Craneco's PE ratio is likely somewhere in the mid-20s,
Okay.
which, compared to some tech stocks, looks pretty good.
Right, right. And then what about the technical analysis? I know you're looking at the charts and things like that. What were they saying?
So as of March 19th, the stock was testing a resistance level between $160 and $165.
Okay.
And then there was support around 140 to 145.
Okay, so what does that mean, resistance and support?
So think of it like, resistance is like a ceiling that the stock price is having trouble breaking through. And then support is kind of like a floor. So it might be consolidating in that range before it makes its next move.
Oh, okay.
And then, you've got the 50-day moving average, which is probably around 150, 152. That's acting as support.
Okay.
And it's above the 200-day moving average, which is, somewhere between 135 and 140.
Okay.
So that's generally a good sign. The shorter-term average being above the longer-term average usually indicates an uptrend.
Okay. Okay. What about the RSI?
Yeah, so the 14-day RSI was likely in the 60 to 65 range.
60 to 65. Okay.
So that's showing some momentum, but it's not in overbought territory,
Okay.
which can sometimes be a sign that the price might drop.
Right, right, right. So, for someone who's thinking about Crane Co. right now, what are some of the opportunities and the risks?
Well, big picture, that $200 price target that's a potential for long-term growth, assuming, the economy cooperates.
Right, right.
Craneco has a history of paying dividends consistently.
Okay.
It's probably around 1 to 1.5% yield,
Okay.
which, some investors are looking for that. And then from a technical perspective, if the stock can break above 165 with good amount of volume,
Yeah.
we could see a move towards $180 to $200.
Okay, so what about the risks? What are some things that investors should be aware of?
Well, I mean, a downturn in the U.S. economy would definitely hurt demand for a lot of industrial companies. And global trade policies, any changes there could also affect Craneco.
Right, right. So, I mean, overall, it sounds like there's a lot to be excited about with Crane Co.
Yeah.
I mean, the analysts are positive, their earnings were good, and it seems like they're making smart moves with their business.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting is that you have both like the fundamental analysts and the technical analysts kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
They're both positive, which is a good sign.
Absolutely. But like you said, we always have to keep an eye on the bigger economic picture,
Absolutely.
trade policies, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of factors that are outside of Crane Co.'s control.
For sure, for sure. Well, hey, we hope this has been helpful for you
Yes.
to understand what's going on with Crane Co. and what the potential is. If you liked this analysis, please subscribe, like, and comment.
Yeah, please do.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye.